Good afternoon. It is Thursday, June the 17th at 15 after 5 in the afternoon. It's Stacy from Skulls and Sequins here doing a video. I've had a really tough couple of weeks in my last video. If you were able to watch it, of course, it's not up yet, but I talked about losing one of my favorite cystic fibrosis patients. Um, and I had a really good day 2 days ago because my grandson was born from my stepdaughter. But yesterday, um, I had laid down and taken a nap. When I got back up on Facebook, it was plastered everywhere that a friend of mine, Nick Kushner, had died. His sister had put it on his Facebook website for the Knock Cabaret. So I wanted to do a little tribute to him. Um, I got back to listening to Marilyn Manson, I guess about 6 years ago. I had gotten really, really depressed. Um, really depressed. And I had bought this book in it that had Dita Von Teese in it. I was actually out with a heart back, and I was very depressed that I was, I had horses. I was never going to ride them again. I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to work as a nurse. I did not want to sit at home on disability, and I was seriously depressed. So anyway, I had this book, had Dita Von Teese in it. I really had never heard of her. I started researching her. I started researching, and then I was like, she was married to Marilyn Manson. Hello? Sounds like somebody's here. I guess they're not. She was married to Marilyn Manson, so I started researching him. Came across his fan websites and became an instant fan. I started talking to Nick. I don't remember. Maybe 2010. I'm not real sure. And it was odd that we struck up a friendship because he is a native Binghamton, New York. He was living in New York at the time that I met him, and I'm, Southern Bumpkin Stacy. So it was, we had an odd friendship, but he'd always wish me happy birthday, and we would email, each other about our lives and such, and he would give me sneak peeks into the things, that he was working on, which, made me feel really special. He would always send me, like his shows. I kicked myself for not going to his show that was with Rudy Kobe and Tony Silva on 11/11/11. I I couldn't get. It seems like I couldn't get off work. Um, I did have tickets to go see Marilyn Manson in New York one year, and I sent those to him. And I think he took a lady named Sue Flinker with him that time. Um, I visited New York. I don't know. And I had emailed him and asked him. I had seen, of course, different people from New York raving about Sleep No More, the Shakespearean it's not really, it's an interactive play maybe of, I can't think of the name of the play. Totally out of my mind. I'm trying not to cry. And I told him I had bought 3 tickets, and did he want to go? And I knew he lived in Brooklyn. He's like, sure. So when I got there, I called him. I called him up, and he came in because he's in Manhattan. He drove in or took the train in from Brooklyn, and we met. And my daughter, who was about 16 or maybe 19 at the time, I don't remember, she went with us. And um, he was a beautiful person. I mean, he has black hair and blue eyes and just so handsome. I mean, way too young for me, but so handsome. We went in to, had a cocktail because you go in and kind of like flights. And he bought me my very first and so far last absinthe drink. So we had a cocktail together. Um, let's see what else. We went to the show, and it's interactive, so you don't really stay together. So, and then after the show, we stood outside the building, the McKittrick Hotel in Manhattan, and we talked a bit. And he was staying with a friend in Manhattan. Um, so, I really treasure that meeting. And our friendship continued. He moved to LA to be with his girlfriend Marissa, and over the years, we had gotten where we didn't talk as much as we did when he lived in New York. It seemed, and every year he always sent me a happy birthday. I think his dad's birthday is on July the 2nd, and mine's on the 3rd. So I don't know if he would like send his dad because it would be real early in the morning. Of course, he's a night owl. But it would be the very first happy birthday I would get through email. Because he sporadically was on Facebook. He did wish me happy birthday on Facebook, I think one time, but that was all. Um, and I really just can't. He was a really kind person and probably the most intelligent. I don't, not the most intelligent man I've ever met. He was brilliant. Um, he he sent me he sent me several. I bought I bought the Marilyn Manson actual picture, the big picture from him. I can't remember what it's called, and different things that I have from him. He was he was a really kind. You to look at him from the outside world, he's all tatted up and had the little lip ring, but he was really a nice guy. Um, I think he's just like his birthday's December the 11th, and I think he just turned 34. Um, I just really can't believe that he's gone. I can't cry anymore. I was going to email you because I know I was going to see Manson in uh, in 2 weeks, June the 28th, maybe. Shit, I don't know. In Slipknot. Um, I'm sorry, Nick. I don't know. Unfortunately, we were friends. You know, even though I met you, I never and hung out with you. Of course, I don't have. I don't personally know any of your friends. Um, the ones that you're really close to, like Tony and Rudy and Miss Jane Jett and Manson, of course Marilyn Manson. I don't know them on a personal level, so you know I don't know what happened. I just wish there was some way that it wouldn't have. You were a great guy, and this your website, all of the stuff that you put in there, you worked so hard on, and you had told me that you had wanted to put that in the book form, and I know that it would have been a good book because you were such an eloquent writer. Of course, most of the time you were using words that I didn't know. Well, I just can't believe it. Nick, I'm sorry. I will treasure the emails and the postcards and stuff that you've sent me over the years. I'm not gonna take myself crying. I love you, Nick.